Hey there folks, welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at my Halloween 5 Michael Myers rehaul. This is a ToTs, a Trick or Treat Studios mask. This is the very first ToTs Halloween 5 mask that I've done. And I think, overall it came out pretty solid for my first attempt. I'm not super familiar with the reference. I tried to find some pretty good photos, but just doesn't have the highest quality. So I'm not super well versed in what this mask should look like, but I think overall I'm pretty happy with it. I've had a pretty hard time trying to sell it the last couple of weeks. Actually, it's been probably over a month by this point, or just about a month, something like that. I just haven't gotten around to doing a video on it. But yeah, I personally like it. I don't really mind if it stays in the collection, but it is for sale if anybody wants it. But if nobody wants it, then it'll just stay in the collection. But yeah, so let's go ahead and talk about some of the details. The hair is once again using some camel hair. Like I've been saying in the last couple of videos, I got a lot of it for a really solid deal. I got it on Etsy. So keep that in mind, folks. You can get some good camel hair on Etsy. I got a pound for like, maybe it was a pound and a half. I can't remember, but I still have a whole jar of it. I don't know if you guys know those big cheese ball containers that you can get. I've already haired, I think, 6 masks with this, 5 or 6 masks. A Halloween 2, 2 H40s, this one. I started another one. So around 5 or 6 masks. I can't really remember off the top of my head. But yeah, and I still have a lot left, and I got it for about 60, 70 bucks on Etsy. I can't remember the exact brand right now, but if I remember, I will put it in. But yeah, so, and with this mask, you need a pretty decent length. So that's not like with a Halloween 1 or 2 mask, you probably want to use strands that are about 3 or 4 inches, in my opinion. This is like 6 inches, if I remember correctly. This is like the length that you would give a Rob Zombie mask. So I got a lot of use out of this camel hair so far. It doesn't work for everything. It's not a perfect texture for everything, but I like this quite a bit. I got a little strain right here. Yeah, so as you can see, the hairline is a bit messy. That was, for the most part intentional. It's just I didn't capture the exact look. Like the hairline in the movie is still kind of straight out, but it's just kind of messy in its placement. Like mine is just overall, it's a little too, like you can see some of the strands aren't really coming straight out. I still personally like the way that it looks, but it's not exactly capturing what the H5 masks look like. And also, for some reason, I had a heck of a time painting this mask, even though it's just a simple paint job. I had to restart several times because for some reason my paints kept getting messed up. But largely, it's just a kind of a grayish base with layers of kind of splotchiness on it. I used some airbrush for the spots, some of the dirty spots, some washes and stuff. So yeah, it's kind of got like a different look than what I would normally do. I was trying to test something out, and I like how it looks for the most part. I'm just not entirely sure how accurate it is, but also a lot of the details are pretty soft on this. You got the nose appliance isn't super noticeable, so I tried to highlight it a little bit, but that was one of the stages where I messed up because I thought it was too highlighted, so I tried to dial it back a little bit. Kind of some dirt on the lips and the nose, or the area between the lips and the nose. You can kind of see that right there. On the neck, the ears, all that good stuff. You got the little bumps on the neck, the little bumps by the mouth. You can see that right there. Here's the hair. I made the split up the back of the neck a lot higher. So it goes all the way up, which is accurate to the movie. It stops about, where does it stop? It stops right here, which before it stopped right here. So yeah, I have a little bit of my own little conspiracy with this mask. A lot of people, kind of mention how thick the neck is, but if you really pay attention, the neck is really only super thick when Don Shanks is wearing the mask. When it's kind of by itself, the neck isn't nearly as thick as when he's wearing it. And I think the reason for that is because it's very similar to how the Halloween 1 hero mask was affected. Of course, obviously, a lot of people know, based on the way it looked when Nick Castle was wearing it, Tommy Lee Wallace was wearing it, Dick Warlock was wearing it. It gave the mask a very different look. I think that is similar with the Halloween 5 mask. I think that the reason the neck is so thick when Don Shanks was wearing it is because he never actually had it sitting around the back of his neck normally. He actually had it folded in like this. Hey folks, I wanted to do a little bit of an interjection here because I realized that what I said wasn't accurate. I misremembered what it was that I was seeing in those clips in the Halloween 5 film. But I just went on YouTube and I looked up all of Michael Myers' scenes in Halloween 5, and I misremembered what it was that I was looking at. The mask actually isn't folded in. However, if you were to put on a Halloween 5 mask or any other mask and you fold the ends in, it'll do the exact same thing that I was talking about. But in the movie, it's actually like this white rag or something. They have like a cushion inside there that's folded up, and you can actually see it. There's actually several scenes in Halloween 5 where you can see, like, not Michael's POV, but just, like, to the side of his POV. You're, like, looking right past his neck, and you can see inside the mask. You can see in between Don Shanks' neck and on the inside of the mask, and there's, like, this folded up white rag there, actually stuffing the mask out. So that's what it was that I was referring to. I misremembered exactly what was going on there. It was a couple of years ago when I noticed this. So that's actually what's going on there. I just wanted to throw this in there to not only fact check myself, but also get the proper information out. But yeah. But if you didn't want to do that and you just put a Halloween 5 mask on and you folded in the insides, it would do the exact same thing as what they're doing in the film. So I just wanted to show that, and I will show pictures for that to go online with what I'm saying. So until next time, true believers. But yeah, I think that when Don Shanks was wearing the mask, maybe not in every scene, but for the most part, he was wearing it with the flaps on the back of the mask folded in. Like I said, with these areas folded in. And the reason that I say that is because if you watch the film, there's actually a scene where you can see behind Don Shanks is facing away from the camera, so you can see his back and the back of his head. And it looks like the mask is actually folded in because you can see in between the mask. So I think that that's actually what's going on here. So anyway, like I said, I will throw pictures up to kind of support that notion. But yeah, guys, there's not a whole lot to go into it. You can see that the eyebrows have been painted to, match the hair, and obviously the screen used mask. There's a few different colors in there. There's a darker brown and a lighter brown. I do have the mesh in there. I removed that original mesh, and I added in my own fabric in there. It's a little bit of a tighter weave. You can still see through it pretty well, but it's not perfect. I'm personally not a big fan of it in general, but like for Halloween 4, there's actually scenes where he's doesn't have the mesh in the mask, but for Halloween 5, from what I can recall, from what I know, it's pretty much in every single scene, so you can't really get away with without putting that in if you want it to be accurate. But yeah, guys, overall, I think for my first attempt at a Halloween 5 mask, this is okay. It's not the best thing in the world. I personally really like it, but I'm sure it's not super, super accurate. But yeah. I also adjusted the eye cuts. I think I trimmed the base of the neck. Maybe that was just my resurrection mask. Maybe I didn't touch the neck. I'm not sure. No, I didn't. I just trimmed the resurrection on the Halloween 4. So yeah, I didn't touch the base of this neck. But yeah, completely rehaired. The eyes have been adjusted. The back of the neck, the strip has been cut all the way up. Also, it's stuffed right now, just not very good. But yeah, complete repaint, new hair, all that. But there's not a whole lot more to go into. I'm not even really going to go into the close-ups because there's not even really much to speak on. It's just a little bit of weathering and a couple of different grays. And I've had a hard time filming this video because I got myself a new little kitten, and he keeps yapping every time I start talking, so I have him sitting here right now. So I think it'll be best if I just end this video right here. If you guys like the video, hit the like button, subscribe, notification bell. All that would be greatly appreciated if you decide to do so. If you guys would like to get yourself a mask, you can message me at the realcox_studios on Instagram. Whether you would like to send me a mask or have me provide the mask. If you would like an H5 mask, a Halloween H40, kills, Halloween 1, 2, 4, all that would be, that's all on the table. The only mask that is currently not on the table is Halloween Ends, and that's just because I haven't done one yet. So yeah, if you'd like a mask, message me there. And of course, until next time, true believers.